Hi everyone, this is Aravind from Mining Business Data, and in this video I am going to show you how to capture multiple inputs from the user. Another way of looking at it is I sometimes see people ask, how can I chain multiple intents together in a conversation? So the use case where we collect multiple inputs from a user is a good example of one. And you should note that I'm not going to be using slot filling for this example. I'm just going to collect three individual inputs, and let's see how we do that. So what I have here is a test chatbot in my console, and I have this default welcome intent. I had deleted the fallback intent last time. So, but let's just work with this, what we have right now. So when the user says hi, when they introduce themselves, the chatbot asks, hi there, what is your first name? So once we do this, we need to set an output context, and I'm going to call it awaiting first name. And as you know, I usually prefer to set the context lifespan to be 1 for all my contexts. And once we save it, we will create another intent, and let's call this user provides first name. And here I will use the awaiting first name as my input context, and I will change the output to awaiting last name. And again, I will set the context lifespan as 1. Let's just go ahead and save that. And in the user says, I will have expressions like it is given name. You can say sys given name. Let's just stay with these two. And once you do that, it says, hi, what is your last name? So it comes back with a question asking the user their last name. And I'm going to create another intent, and now we'll call this user provides last name. Again, the input context will be awaiting last name, and I will change the output context to awaiting zip code. That's the third piece of information I want from the user. And once we save this, we can have a user text expression like is something like that, and then I'll add one more, and you can save this and have the bot respond with, okay, I got your last name as, what is your zip code? Let's go ahead and save that. And finally, I will have another intent called user provides zip code, and here you're waiting for the zip code. You don't need an output context for this one. Try this one more time. Then I'll have it is at sys.zip code. So we have our two expressions here, and the bot will respond with, okay, got your zip code as $zip code. So that's it. It's pretty simple. We are just getting three inputs in sequence, and I'm going to go over the intents one more time. In the default welcome, I will set the context, output context as awaiting first name, and the question it will ask is, what's your first name? And in the user provides first name intent, you can see that awaiting first name is now the input context. So the way you chain these intents is the output context of the first intent should be the input context for the second one. Now you can see that I have this awaiting last name as the output context, and it asks what is your last name. Again, we go and look at the user provides last name. Here the input context is awaiting last name, the output context is awaiting zip code, and it's asking what is your zip code, and so on. So let's try the chatbot. Let's say hi, and it's asking what's your first name. I say it is John. It says, hi John, what is your last name? I'm going to say it is Smith. So it says, I got your last name as Smith. What is your zip code? And now I can say it is, I don't know, 73072. So it says, okay, got your zip code as 73072. So as you can see, the chatbot is working just as we expected. And this is just a simple bot which gets multiple user inputs in sequence. And I showed you how you use the context. You set the output context on one intent and use it as the input context on the next one. And that is how you chain these user inputs together. And in general, that's also how you combine these intents inside a conversation, so that you can have the first one leading to the next one and to the next one and so on.